Welcome, and thank you for your interest in our London RCCO Centre's program of tips. We're going to be doing another series this year, and we hope they'll be as helpful as some of you have said the others were. We thought we'd concentrate in the next few ones on choral things, since most of us, or many of us, will be starting up our choral activities this fall, so we hope those will be of interest to you. Before we begin as well, I'd like to thank Lorraine Clark for her expertise in recording these tips each time. I really appreciate you giving up your time to do that, Lorraine. So my first tip is about keeping your eyes up and out of the score as a conductor. So if I started my remarks like this, how long do you think you would watch my full presentation? I don't think very long. And yet many of us as choristers, that's what we deal with. We see the top of the conductor's head most of the time, and my head is not very interesting for sure. So we often tell our choristers to get their heads up, to give us eyes and all that kind of thing, and yet we are glued to our score. So as we begin the fall, I'd ask you to think about that. And it is something you need to think about. I know myself, I had to practice, and I had to constantly tell myself to keep my head up. And it's the same thing we tell our choristers, just to move their eyes down, but usually we have our heads down, and there's nothing more demoralizing for a chorister than to see somebody not engaged with them. It's a truism that we can be as expressive with our eyes and our face as we can with our hands, maybe even more so. So if we're engaged with our choristers like this most of the time, we're going to get that engaged result back. I would even suggest that you try memorizing things a little bit. And some of you may gasp and say, I can't do that, and I'm too old. And I'm not suggesting that you know what the tenor note is in the third beat of the third bar off the top of your head. But just in a general way, most of us could conduct much more for memory, especially at the beginning of a piece, than we give ourselves credit for. If some of you do teze chants or other refrains in the service that you're practicing, maybe begin with those. Try to do those without the score. I'm sure you could find that you could, and then maybe that would even develop into the choristers singing it for memory. So, as I said, it's something that you need to practice and be open, and even practice in front of a mirror so you're looking bright and cheery. So if I was talking to you like this, again, it gives a downer feeling to it. But if you're looking at your choristers like this, they're much more likely to give you the sound that you're looking for, and both you and they will be the better for it. Thank you.